If your childhood didn't include a gang of giant green mutant teen humanoids, well, we're not saying you missed out, but you kinda did. So let's fix that with a deep dive into one of the wildest comic book and cartoon franchises you might have skipped. And of course, we'll dig through the LEGO archives to see how these fan-favorite heroes look in brick form. Here's a fun fact to kick things off. The Turtles didn't make their debut on screen. They first appeared in a comic book back in 1984. Yep, that's 40 years ago. It took 3 more years for them to hit TV screens, and when they did, they instantly built a massive fan base. The latest addition to the franchise, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, dropped in August 2023. Over the decades, the Turtles have starred in a bunch of animated series, comic runs, and even a couple of feature films. At this point, it's hard to imagine the franchise without the mountain of merch, books, trading cards, costumes, and of course, toys. LEGO actually started working with Nickelodeon, the current owner of the TMNT rights, a bit earlier thanks to their SpongeBob SquarePants sets. But it wasn't until 2013 that their designers finally tackled the sewer-dwelling ninjas. Here's what you're in for today. Which ninja was the rarest and priciest? Why you definitely shouldn't try a slice of LEGO pizza? What makes TMNT sets a must-have for every Counter-Strike fan? And finally, what on earth did the Turtles do to turn Shredder into a wooden nightmare?
My new secret weapon!
Out of straw from Starbucks? How is that gonna get?
Back in 2012 at Comic-Con, LEGO introduced its brand new TMNT line, and they did it in style. The big reveal? An exclusive Dark Leonardo minifigure. Now, if something drops at Comic-Con, you know it instantly becomes collector gold, and Dark Leo was no exception. Scoring one today? Good luck. Not only are they insanely rare, but prices start at around $3,000. At this point, the figure's practically a museum piece. That same year, another exclusive hit the scene, this time at New York's Rockefeller Center. Enter Kraang. He looks a little beat up, just like he should. The price tag? A much more humble $1,000. And rounding out the trio of promos, pizza! Not the cheesy, gooey kind. This slice was built entirely from Lego bricks, modeled after the iconic Antonio's pizza from the show. After warming things up with collectible minifigs, it was time to give fans the real deal. The first wave included 6 box sets and 1 polybag, all based on the then-new 2012 animated series. Licensed polybags are usually more like souvenirs than must-haves. But don't be too quick to write off the TMNT one. It's far from boring or skippable. In fact, it gives you a minifigure of the towering Kraang and lets you complete the full Turtle squad right out of the gate. The smallest set of that year was the Kraang Lab Escape. First up was the most easygoing turtle of the crew, Michelangelo. For this series, LEGO gave each turtle a custom head sculpt. Mikey was up against a Foot Clan soldier, and the real brains of the operation, Kraang. Kraang even came with his own custom ride, while Mikey got stuck in a laser prison. There was pizza, of course. Most sets in the TMNT line came with exclusive hero and villain minifigures, but Shredder's foot soldiers were everywhere. These guys were like the Outriders of the series, popping up in almost every set ready to swarm. And let's be honest, what TMNT set is complete without a good old chase scene? Exactly, none. This time the spotlight's on Raphael, going head-to-head with his fierce rival, Zevra Montez, better known as Fishface. And yep, there's another foot soldier tagging along too. Bike that looked like it could have been borrowed from Batman, while Fishface cruised in on a custom watercraft. The translucent windshield piece on Raph's bike is super rare. The part was found only in 2 sets. The second 2-wheeled set was Shredder's bike. Massive, unbalanced, decked out in flames and blades, perfectly matching the villain's vibe. It featured a rear wheel mount that acted as suspension for smoother play. The Shredder minifig looked as fierce as it gets thanks to a custom helmet and shoulder armor. The Turtles got the short end this time. Donatello only came with a tiny motorized board. And yep, another foot soldier made the cut too. The 4th set in the line was the only mech in the series, and to be honest, it wasn't great. Baxter Stockman's Turtles robot felt clunky and overbuilt with way too many panels, while the Turtles' weird abstract vehicles didn't help the appeal. Still, if you were trying to collect every character from the show, this one mattered. It was the only set that included not just Raph and Donnie, but also the Turtles' mom, April O'Neil, and the mad scientist himself, Professor Stockman. The Turtles' Lair was a core part of every episode in the cartoon, a place where the mutant teens could relax, train in martial arts, and chow down on some delicious cheesy pizza. And, of course, no hangout spot is complete without some action. Each turtle got their own skateboard, including a rare red one that's never appeared in any other set since. It even came with a slice of New York street, letting you follow the Turtles' journey from shady alleys to their cozy underground home. Alongside Raph and a foot soldier, the set was a major boost for minifig collectors, featuring the team's leader Leonardo, their wise mentor Splinter, and Dark Ninja Chris Bradford. Oh, and fun fact, the wooden training dummy, it was actually the 6th minifigure in the set, complete with a Shredder-style helmet. The biggest and probably most coveted set in the series was the Shellraiser, the Turtles' armored battle bus. Built from a repurposed New York subway car, it rolled on giant wheels and packed a massive trash cannon up top. The tank had enough space inside to fit the entire team at once. Alongside the main build came a small pizza delivery car, teamed up with Kraang and a foot soldier. On the defense, just 2 turtles this time, a furious Leonardo and a hungry Mikey. In the next and final year of the line, 2014, LEGO released a whopping 9 new sets, and a couple of polybags to wrap things up. For those who missed out on the full-size turtle battle van, LEGO had a treat, a mini version designed as a remote-controlled toy for Mikey, who's clearly doing his best not to crash it. The second polybag featured a younger version of Shredder, with dual claws, classic Foot Clan robes, and a creepy alternate face. 6 sets of the year still focused on the 2012 animated series, but this time LEGO had something special for younger builders. A set designed for ages 4+ featured a tiny slice of the New York subway, a quirky little vehicle for Leonardo, and yet another Foot Clan soldier. The smallest set aimed at older fans this time around was Karai's Bike Escape, set at the corner of Broadway and Bleecker Street. Shredder's daughter speeds off on her black motorcycle, while Leo gives chase on a simple skateboard. Karai's minifig came with a unique dual-colored rubber hairpiece made just for her, and to this day, it's exclusive to this one set. The Mutation Chamber Unleashed set was one of the few to introduce a completely new Big Fig character, Spider Bites. Once just an ordinary guy named Victor, a dip in mutagen turned him into this hulking creature. You'd think a figure like that would cost a fortune, but surprisingly, it goes for just around $6.00. This set also featured one of the toughest-looking versions of Raphael. Decked out in armored plating, this Raph minifig seriously leveled up in the cool department. You might want to break out the tinfoil hats for this next set. It features a massive flying saucer for Kraang and a creepy mutant version of April's father. The Turtles, meanwhile, get a bizarre flying contraption cobbled together from barrels and street signs, a couple of mutagen canisters. The ninja minifigs in this set were unlike anything seen before. Each turtle sported a brand new jumpsuit and a parachute rig tucked under their shell. Turtles might be amphibians, but for deep-sea missions, they needed a proper submarine, and Donnie built just the thing. Shaped like a giant metal turtle, the sub could fit 2 more turtles inside, making it both bizarre and brilliant. Its eyes were made from 2 exclusive neon green printed dishes, released just for this set. For added playability, the flippers would spin as you rolled the sub across a surface. Bad guys this time, a pair of aqua Kraangs, and a brand new minifigure of Leatherhead. Despite his bulky look, he still stood on standard minifig legs. The Turtles came geared up too, with oxygen tanks and masks for their underwater mission. The previous year gave us the Turtles' Lair, so it was only fitting that this time we got their enemy's stronghold, and not just anyone's. This was Shredder's HQ. The build itself was essentially one big throne platform for the Foot Clan leader, but don't get too comfortable, traps were hidden around every corner. Still, what the set lacked in build, it made up for in minifigs. Raph came with a fierce new headprint that caught collectors' attention. He now goes for around $25, but the real star was Shredder. Sharp claws, shiny helmet, heavy shoulder armor, and a deep purple cape made him look properly menacing, going for no less than $50. The set also reused a special piece originally made for Ninjago's Garmadon, giving us a rare four-armed foot soldier. Regular foot soldiers, on the other hand, became so common that nowadays you can snag one for just $1. The final 3 sets in the line were based on the 2014 movie, which meant a shift toward a more realistic and slightly creepy design style. Each turtle got a brand new, highly detailed head mold, and their shells looked like they crept halfway up their backs. The smallest of the 3 was the updated Shellraiser, now no longer a subway car, but a massive off-road truck. It even came with exclusive yellow wheel rims made just for this set. The heroes here were Mikey, the fun-loving goofball, Raph, the team's powerhouse, and April's friend, Vern. And for all the CSGO fans out there, these sets were gold mines. The foot soldiers ditched the ninja look in favor of full tactical gear. The second set also featured wheeled action, this time a high-speed Karai truck chase. The centerpiece was a massive semi-truck barreling down a mountainside. Karai, meanwhile, came prepared with a compact pickup truck, complete with a mounted cannon in the back. Alongside the turtles, Karai, and a foot soldier, the real highlight was the April O'Neil minifig. Modeled after Megan Fox, goes for at least $10.00 on the secondary market. True to LEGO tradition, the second version of the Turtles Lair became the largest set in the entire line. Just like in 2013, it included a slice of New York street which led, via a winding slide, straight down into the Turtles' home. City maps, workout gear, air ducts, tunnel gates, and of course, pizza. Lots of pizza. All of it under threat of destruction at the hands of Shredder. This time around, Shredder's figure lost some of its classic charm, but gained a fresh new look with an updated helmet and shoulder armor piece, plus shiny torso prints. Fans loved the redesign, and the figure now sells for at least $60. Splinter, on the other hand, looked less like a wise mentor and more like a strange humanoid rat. Still, the set had a major plus. It included the last missing turtle, Donatello. So, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles became a huge part of pop culture at the turn of the millennium. And while their LEGO run wasn't the longest, it carved out a special place in the hearts of fans and collectors alike. The sets gave us brand new molds and exclusive parts, and honestly, what more do you need to call a toy innovative? In our archive, the Turtles stand proudly alongside lines like Scooby-Doo and SpongeBob. Let us know in the comments which TMNT sets you've got in your collection, and don't forget to subscribe to Rare Brick. We love pizza too.